Hello and welcome to Blessed Payments presents PBC All Nations Cup 2024. Today we are here with the man behind Blessed Payments, the co-founder and the CEO, Afi Bhatti. Afi Bhatti, thank you so much for your time.
Saad, thank you for the opportunity.
What inspired you to sponsor such a big tournament in Perth with different communities and more than 1,200 registered players through Blessed Payments?
It's a good question, Saad. We're migrants ourselves, and we wanted to do something for the migrant community. This is exactly what our app is about, and we wanted to reflect that in the community by, going back to our roots and sponsoring the people who we want to be close to.
Yeah, well, especially with the different communities and diversity, multicultural tournament, and then your app is resembling that idea plus implementing it into the community, which is the best example is you have sponsored this tournament, not only this, but also you've got some other tournaments and teams sponsored with Arab Festival also.
Sure, happy to talk about that. So look, right now we are registered in Australia, and so anybody that is in Australia can use our app. But our focus is for those people who come from the Middle East, who come from Asia, who come from Africa, especially countries like Pakistan and Egypt. And I guess related to this cricket tournament, you have five countries that are important to us, especially for the countries that we send money to. So Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal. Our app allows money to be sent to all these countries. So this is why it was important to us. And look, we're just getting started. So Perth Bengal Club is one sponsorship. We sponsor the Lahore Lions, and also we're a major sponsor of the Australian Arab Association. And we'll, as time goes by, we'll think about doing something with the Indian community and later for the African communities as well. And this is just in Perth, and we'll do the same in the eastern states as well.
Talk us about the languages that you have, different languages in your app, and which languages does it support?
Sure, Saad. So we wanted to make the app as simple as possible, not just for any community, but for especially migrant communities. So we completely redesigned the way that money transfer apps should look and feel. So that was the first thing. And we also then have translated it into 12 languages. And those languages, especially for relative to the Perth Bengal Club and its players, of those 12 languages, we have Urdu, we have Hindi, we have Bengali, we have Nepali, and we have Sinhala. And so I thought it was Tamil, but it's Sinhala. Yeah. So that's all five languages: Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka. So, and we have seven more as well for other, wow. So we have Arabic, we have Tagalog for the Filipinos, Vietnamese, etc., etc.
Yeah, well, that's pretty amazing. So it's like, and especially like being in a tech giants like the other big apps and big companies, how this idea came into your mind and come into this big market and compete here.
Well, look, when we were designing this, we wanted to make this as relevant as possible for migrants. So we know, for example, as migrants ourselves, we know that English isn't our first language, which led to the translation idea. When we were testing this, we went into restaurants, we went into cafes, we went into burger joints. I remember talking to people in a burger joint in Morley, and talking to the chef, talking to the people in the kitchen, and asking them, whilst they were flipping burgers and cutting up onions, what do you use and how do you use it? So we wanted to make something that, in a way, how migrants use it, not just how I guess everyday Australians use it, but we wanted to make this experience specific for our migrant communities. And coming from a corporate background, so I spent 20 years in management consulting. My chief technology officer, Mo, who's also a migrant, has experience in core banking. And we wanted to bring that experience from the corporates, from big organizations, back into the community. And after 20 years of doing this for other people, we wanted to do this for ourselves and our community.
Yeah, no, that's pretty amazing. That how do you guys evolve that technology and bring it back to the community? And is it as simple as that you go into the apps, Google Play and App Store, and just download the apps?
Yeah, sure. Look, right now it's just on the app. We think it's as easy as and as simple as possible, but don't listen to me. I guess try it for yourself. Download the app, create an account, and have a play around with it. Change the language to your language, or keep it in English. Get a quote, add a recipient, a person that you want to send money to. Have a play around with it, and I think that's the best way I can get people to understand our app, just to have a play around with it themselves.
Yeah, and could you please tell us about the journey that when did you thought of starting the company, and then when did you actually launch it, and for how long now it's been operating in Australia?
Yeah, good question. Maybe I'll start with your last one first. So we started building this about 2 years ago. Building something like this, and by the way, we're not an agent, we're not a copy. We have our own licenses, we have our own technology, we have our own processes, we have our own regulatory, frameworks or programs. And so it takes time to not just research all of these things, but then to design them, to build them, have them accepted by the regulators, and then to roll it out. There's a lot of testing to do. So it took 2 years. And so we went live to the Australian public in December. So we've been trading we've been live for 5 months now. In terms of your earlier questions, the inspiration, look, as I said, I've been here for 20 years, and I'm in a sort of unique position where whilst I was born in England, mum and dad are from Pakistan. So my aunties, my cousins are still in Pakistan. So when I send my mum money, I can send her money like that instantly, and it doesn't cost anything. It's very cheap.
Yeah.
But when I've sent money to my cousins in Pakistan, it takes a little bit longer and it costs more. Why is that?
Yes.
And when I talk to other migrants who come from Egypt, who come from India, who come from Botswana or Cambodia or Thailand or Philippines or Vietnam, they all have the same experience. So, as people who have solved problems for big organizations, we wanted to solve problems for ourselves and our communities. And that's where the idea came from.
Yeah, wow, that's like pretty much a very big step towards the technology, plus towards giving back to the community. I
100%.
hope you get success in that.
Thank you so much, Sam.
And what is your plan regarding the giving back to the communities in sports and in other relevant things? Like you have also sponsored the festival, and also how you're going to interact and engage with the community in future. What are your plans for that?
So you used the word there about engage, and we believe in that, and so we want to engage our own communities. And so, the only way to do that is to be connected to them is, you can call it sponsorship, but this is a way to, understand what the community is doing. I mean, we all go to, different festivals, but cricket and sport is just another way of engagement, right? So I guess we're in a position where we can sponsor and can give back. So we're very proud of that. But by sponsoring, whether it's the Perth Bengal Club or the Lahore Lions or the Australian Arab Association, later Indian communities and later African communities, it keeps us together. It keeps us connected, and we can, keep learning from the community, keep understanding the community. They can keep using our app, and we can keep improving things together.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I would give you a motto for your blessed payments: send money through blessed payments and be blessed. You can use that.
Actually, the name itself, we laugh about that, but the name itself is, we think that being in Australia, we're very blessed. And when you send money from this country, because, we earn, whatever money we earn, $100 over here is, say, 18,000 rupees in Pakistan. 18,000 rupees in Pakistan goes a long way, So when we send $100 or even $50 or whatever we can send, it goes a long way. So you're blessing people over there as well, And so blessed payments, the name came from there.
Itself is the motto.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Afi. Thank you very much. Pleasure, for your time.
Thank you for yours.